Dr. Pauluri Krishna Chaudhary Garu, one of our founder members for this GIMS Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, a renowned homeopathic physician who is an allopath converted to homeopathy. With all his enthusiasm towards his homeopathy, trained many doctors to homeopathy, many allopaths to homeopathy to practice homeopathy. As a tribute to Dr. Pauluri Krishna Chaudhary sir, who left us some time back, I request Dr. Irfan on behalf of GIMS Homeopathic and Medical College to speak few words on this.
Greetings and salutations to His Holiness Chinnajiyar Swamiji, Chairman Sir, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, members of the faculty, PG students, interns, alumni, and all my dear friends. It's an honor for me to be paying tribute to the legend Dr. P. Krishna Chaudhary sir, who left us last month, unfortunately after a nosocomial infection. Interaction with him dates back to 2011, and I was invited to join GIMS. That short meeting with him, I didn't realize was an interview, and I was selected for this institution. There's a lot to talk about his life, but due to the time constraints, I'll give a short brief introduction to his life. He was born in 1928, 30th of June, in the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh. And as he said, he had three options after completing BSc, either to continue MSc or to take BTech or wait for the MBBS admissions. So he decided to continue with MSc because for him, he said, whatever profession you choose, you should have putting your entire heart into it. That's the time you can enjoy the profession. So he went on to do MSc because teaching was his passion. So after MSc, he wanted to start his own tutorials for the further students of MSc. But meanwhile, luckily he got the call for those days. We didn't have this internet or all these things. So he got a telegram saying that he has got his admission in MBBS. So he spoke to his parents, went on to do MBBS, and after that, he started his own practice. Due to his immense dedication, he could gather a lot of patients, and he was very popular in very short time. And he set up a 40-bedded hospital, which ran very successfully. But like many stalwarts in homeopathy, his conversion to homeopathy was also by his own experience. I usually tell my students, homeopathy is something to be experienced. Unless you experience it as firsthand, you cannot get that conviction to practice homeopathy. So he had been treated by one of his friend's father for eosinophilia, and that's when he thought that there's something in homeopathy. Till that time, he always looked down upon homeopathy. So from there, he started reading books borrowed from his friend, and due to his interest, he went on to study at the Royal College in London, the MF Home course, with the likes of Dr. Forbister and Dr. Blackie. After seeing those healthcare system in UK, where they're free medicines, free treatment, free consultations, still the demand for homeopathy was so high, he understood that once I go back to India, I would start my own homeopathic practice. So when he came back, there was a dilemma for him whether to stop the 40-bedded hospital and start his own practice, which many of his family members as well as his friends advised him not to do. But he said, if I am doing both the things, I will not be able to convince myself and commit myself to the science of homeopathy. So he shut down his successful 40-bedded hospital and converted to homeopathy and started his practice. And due to his immense knowledge and his conviction towards his patients, he was able to gather a lot of upper strata patients ranging from Srikakulam to Chittor, where a lot of politicians were his patients. So after that, one of his friend in the government asked him to invited him to come and set up his practice in Hyderabad after his wife was treated of cancer. So he moved his base to Hyderabad and started his practice in Hyderabad. And after that, since he was a great teacher, he wanted to impart all this knowledge to the next generations. He wanted to convince those people that homeopathic science is at par with the allopathic system of medicine. So he wanted that all those allopathic friends of his to get that course of MF Home so that they can practice homeopathy in India. And to his luck, the Royal College allowed him to start his own course here in India. So that's the time he started this MF Home course by starting the Hyderabad School of Homeopathy in Hyderabad. And he has trained many allopaths who were interested in homeopathy and converted them to homeopathic system of medicine. And many of them are still practicing successfully. After this, his dream was to continue to set up this institution where he always said that most of the homeopathic colleges, where homeopathic teachers are teaching the allied subjects, which he was not okay with. Due to the immense knowledge which the allopathic doctors have, he wanted all the students to be trained under the homeopathic doctors. So that's why he always wanted the homeopathic colleges to absorb allopathic doctors as well as teachers in the faculty and to train them along with the homeopathic doctors. So with that dream and with the contribution of Dr. Rameshwar Rao sir and Chinnajor Swami's blessings, that's the time that GIMS took its shape. The hospital was started first so that we can build up a base, and it was his dream to set up only a PG institute. But the permissions were not granted, and that's when this magnificent institute came into force by starting the BHMS first and then gradually progressed to setting up the PG institute. I was also privileged to be working in this clinic where I was sent by Chinnajor Swamiji to get trained so that I am accustomed to his way of practice, which he wanted to implement in gyms. I worked with him for 6 months, and that is the time I realized that this is the place I would like to continue. And whenever he was here, the only thing he asked me was, "Are you comfortable here?" That was the most touching thing for me. At this age, he was very concerned about his faculty, he was very concerned about his students, and he always, initially, every week he used to visit gyms to see what is the progress made by gyms hospital. Later on, due to his age and his health, he cut down the visits, and post-COVID, the last time he visited gyms was in October 21 to conduct the MF Home exams. And we used to supply the cases from here where the students used to come and take up the cases. He treated his practice not just as profession but as his passion. And that passion we see in his dedication towards his patients as well as his colleagues as well as for his students. So this is the legend who has left us, and with this short introduction, due to the time constraints, but before I leave, I take this opportunity to request the management and His Holiness Swamiji to commemorate 30th June, which is his birth anniversary, as a special day of educational activities, either in the form of a seminar or a memorial oration, or whatever activity or whatever day they deem fit to be called, to contemplate on this and so see that his legacy is continued for ages to come and for generations to come. Thank you so much.